going on, everybody? This is relationship expert Terry Duran. Today I'm going to be talking about a couple of different topics, but the main points that I'm going to be discussing are hypocrisy and double standards. So I'll be breaking down some examples of real hypocrisy and some examples of real double standards, but these terms kind of get blurred together whenever we talk about like body count or sex, things of that nature. So I'll go ahead and provide some context on it. Let's give everybody a second to get logged in. Those of you that are watching on Instagram or my YouTube channel, I appreciate the love. Make sure you subscribe to my page. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like. Help me get my YouTube following up. All right, so I'm going to be talking about hypocrisy and double standards because these terms get thrown around a lot, and a lot of times they're thrown around out of context, or they're thrown around inaccurately. They're not being used what the definition actually means. And so when we're talking about hypocrisy, what is it? What is a hypocrite? Being a hypocrite is when you say or do something that is a direct contradiction to something else that you stated you feel or believe in, right? If I state that I don't believe in interracial relationships and you catch me dating a white girl, that's being a hypocrite. That's hypocrisy. You are saying or doing something that contradicts something you stated that you care about or believe in before. And so when I point out the things that when I call women out on being hypocrites, it's very clear that they're contradicting themselves. When they say it's okay for a man to, when they tell a man instead of cheating, you should just leave. And then when a man leaves instead of cheating, they criticize him for it. That's hypocrisy. You're criticizing him for doing what you said he should do. You know what I mean? Like, that's hypocrisy. Or so those are the type of things that we're talking about when we're talking about hypocrisy. When we're talking about double standards, we're talking about rules or systems being set up to unfairly go against, being unfairly applied to one group than compared to how they're applied to another group. And so whenever we talk about sex and promiscuous behavior, being hoes, etc., this gets tangled up. A lot of women, they say things like they talk about how cheating. They talk about the fact that lots of women forgive men for cheating and stay with men, and they see that a lot of men don't do that. And so since men and women handle situations differently, feel differently about sex, feel differently about being cheated on, etc., it gets called a double standard. Well, no, that's just there's nothing saying women have to take men back. We're just talking about the patterns of behavior we see. We're talking about what large percentages of women are seeing. There's nothing forcing them. There's no beacon signal being sent out forcing women to take men back. It's what they choose to do. Why they do it could be a lot of different reasons. And so we're talking about just common behaviors. We see in most situations where a woman cheats, most guys are going to struggle with that and they're not going to take her back. Then when y'all say, well, why don't y'all take her back? And we explain why, y'all want to try to break down and criticize our reasoning on why, when we don't really give a fuck what y'all think about our reasoning. Our behavior, our thinking, our feelings on that is going to stay the same. So why don't men take women back as much as women take men back? Well, if you observe how women feel about sex, just go back and calculate or tabulate or keep record of all the things women say when we talk about sex. When we talk about situationships and the dude's just fucking the shit out of a chick that he don't want to be with, all women tell men is he's wrong. He should cut it off. She knows that she can't help it. She can't make a choice. She's not strong enough to do it herself. He should just let her go. This is the phrases and shit we see thrown around, right? She just can't handle it. Men know that women get emotionally attached, right? These are the things that women say. Every man that's been fucking a chick has dealt with a woman that wanted more. She wants you to be her boyfriend, but you don't really want to be her boyfriend, but you like fucking her. You know what I'm saying? So men can tell when y'all want more than just sex. And so even in situations where women say it's just sex, where women know the clear boundaries, I have lots of side dude experience where women can be married or have a boyfriend and still be trying to question me about what I do in my single life. That's what men deal with. That's why it's very hard to get men to believe that a woman that is in a committed relationship where she loves her man is just going to randomly go out and fuck a dude and not even save his number, not give a fuck about it. That's why men don't believe it. That's not what we see every fucking day. That's not what majority of the questions I get are about women being cheated on or about how to get the man that they're fucking to commit to them. That's what women care about. That's what women are trying to find some magic formula for. That's what they're trying to find the shortcut to. That's what women are dealing with. How do I get the dude that I'm with to only want to care about me and only fuck me? Or how do I get the dude that I'm fucking to get to cut off everybody else and only be with me? But then when we come out and talk about what we observe with a extremely large percentage of women, that they want to be in committed relationships, that they can't really handle casual sex, that they don't just fuck without tying emotion to it. When we process all that data, you know what I'm saying? When we process all the data we've observed our entire lives and apply it to cheating, most women that fuck a man, especially a man on the side or a man on a consistent basis, has feelings for him. But we're just supposed to believe and just go give the benefit of the doubt that you don't. That's not smart. That's not consistent. So now let's take a look at what we see about men. Can a man fuck a chick and not know her name, not know her real name, not know where she's from, not really care where she's from, not even care about her background, not care about what she does for a living? Don't we know that men are capable of fucking a chick without caring about any of those things? Absolutely. Because men are primarily the ones that are willing to pay for pussy. Right? That ties into the post that I put in earlier. We know that men, I'll drop $60. All right, now suck my dick. Most men don't have any problem with that, directly or indirectly. Paying for $40 worth of drinks, you know what I'm saying? Like paying for the shit that a dude spends to take you on a nice date that makes you feel like he's a gentleman and all the silly shit y'all believe is the same thing as paying $60 to get your dick sucked. Theoretically. One is very direct, but one is a lot more enjoyable. If I take Patron shots and I like appetizers and I normally spend $30-$40 when I do it by myself, spending $50 or $60 to allow somebody that's gonna suck my dick to enjoy it too ain't that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if I got my partners there and we splitting the bill. Let's order up $200-$300 worth of shit and we all spend $60-$70 and everybody won. So we see that men are perfectly fine with fucking a chick, busting a nut, and forgetting all about her. I was just having this conversation this weekend. None of my friends remember the chicks that we fucked. That we were kind of challenging ourselves to bring up the chicks we fucked. That is something that is almost impossible for men that are successful with women to do. So when we observe how men treat sex, how men feel about casual sex, how men feel about fucking multiple people, and we apply that to cheating, it makes sense that a dude could be like, yeah, I know it was wrong, but shit, it was really just a few minutes of some head. I don't give a fuck about her. I don't want to be with her. She didn't mean shit to me. I don't even have her number saved. And he could be 100% real about what he's saying. He could be saying, man, my dick was hard. She kept talking. I tried to resist at first, and she grabbed my dick, and I didn't stop her, and she ended up sucking my dick. That is totally plausible from a male perspective. And for him to say that he didn't give a fuck about her, he don't want to be with her, he don't even, you know what I'm saying? All those things could be 100% true. That's not going to happen with most women. Most women are not finna get head or end up fucking some random dude. Most women. Are there some that will? Absolutely. We know that there are some that do. Most women don't. Because if that's what women wanted to do, all of y'all could go get some dick today. If all of y'all could, if you, no matter where you are, if you're at school, if you're at work, all of y'all have a male that is there that you know you could get some dick from today if you wanted to. But you're choosing not to. You're choosing not to give him some pussy. Why not? If you just don't give a fuck about it, if you're just doing it just for fun, why not get head for lunch every day? Why not? If a man could get his dick sucked every day by one of his coworkers, don't y'all think most men would take that offer? If there are men that do shit like this, so I talk about those things. But the men that don't get those experiences, the men that don't have their coworkers fucking them and cheating with them and shit, if they have the option to be able to get head from a coworker at lunch or after work, you don't think they do it? Of course they would. Of course they would. So we know women could get tongue and dick every day after work, but they don't. But they don't. And if men were in that position, they probably would. So when we're talking about the differences between how men feel, why men don't forgive women for cheating and why women forgive men, etc., what we're really talking about is the difference between how men and women feel about sex and how they handle it. That's the primary reason that men don't forgive their women. Because it's based off of all the observations and all the data that suggests if a woman is fucking a dude, she cares about him. It is not just sex. That's the problem men have with women and why a lot of men can't handle it and they can't get past the cheating. Why women forgive men, I would assume, has a lot to do with knowing that men treat sex like it ain't that big of a deal. Among other things, feelings, emotions, etc., history. But when you break it all down, why it makes sense from the male perspective, why he feels he should be forgiven. It's because he wasn't doing nothing that was important. Somebody losing $20 is not the same thing as them losing $3,000, right? So if it's something that's not significant from his perspective, he's like, man, if you did, okay, she jacked me off for about 40 seconds. She put her mouth on it for about another 80 seconds. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, so for 200 seconds of head, I'm losing my pension, my house, my family, my everything. That does not compute logically from the male perspective when he's looking at how he feels about those things. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know that that's a foreign concept to women. Because when a man gets caught cheating, he can't bring all this shit up. He can't break it down like this. He can't present this perspective of not a dude that got caught cheating. He has to apologize. He has to try to prevent losing all his shit. He has to try to prevent losing his family. He has to try to prevent paying alimony and child support and having you hate him and make it as difficult as possible for him to have a relationship with his kids. So of course he's going to just say whatever the fuck he got to say. I'm a dumbass. I don't know why I did it. I'm a fuck up. I totally fucked up. He's not going to tell you that how your behavior helped lead him to that position. He can't tell you, man, she was giving me way more attention than I get from you, and that shit really turned me on. It was very hard to resist. He can't say that when you just caught him, went through his phone and found some text or some shit. That's the reality of it. So in most situations where a woman caught a dude cheating or whatnot, he's giving he's saying what he gotta say to prevent all the negative repercussions that come from that.